Tim, let's go back to you. What are housing trends that you're seeing in the Dayton region right now?
Well, there's actually quite a few of them. One of the biggest ones is the existing housing stock is old. So more than half of the existing housing stock was built before 1970. How does that impact seniors? Well, if you're a senior homeowner, that means you're probably not going to you're going to have higher utility costs, you're going to have more repairs and maintenance on the home, which might be difficult for you to handle. And there's really a significant need for additional affordable rental housing. Sometimes seniors want to move out of their home, different reasons. It could be the maintenance costs, but it could be they want to live with other seniors. It could be because an apartment is more accessible. Maybe it's easier to get around in a wheelchair or a walker. Maybe they just want to downsize. But at some point in their life, we're seeing more and more seniors move to the rental side. Now, here's a kind of an amazing statistic. For senior renters in 2022, 66% will have incomes less than $30,000. So affordability for those people is key. That's 2/3 of the senior population who are renters. Now, there are some renters that will have higher incomes, but only 7% will have incomes over $75,000. So really, from the rental side, we're dealing with low to moderate incomes for almost all of those seniors. Another trend is that many seniors are house cost burdened. And what that means is that they're spending more than 30% of their income on housing, which typically has a ripple effect. Now I can't afford transportation or food or healthcare or other things like that. So in the four-county area that we looked at, more than half of the seniors are housing cost burdened. So that's pretty significant. But here's the really amazing thing to me. Nearly 25% of senior home owners are housing cost burdened. And you might think, well, by that time they've paid off their mortgage and other things, but that's often not the case. So if you own a home and your income is less than $30,000 a year, your ability to do upkeep, pay your taxes, and things like that are significantly curtailed. Again, focusing on the senior homeowners, by 2022, 30% of those homeowners will have incomes less than $30,000. So it's really a big deal. Even if you jump up to $50,000 incomes, 50,000 and below will be half of all senior homeowners. So these are people that, as long as they were working, they did fine. They were able to kind of get by. But now they have an asset that sometimes they're counting on to pay for their retirement in the long term that they can't keep up. And we get calls all the time from seniors who say that. They say, I don't have a mortgage, but I also can't afford to replace the roof. So what do I do? Now, for senior homeowners, on the other hand, 32% will have incomes over $75,000. So we're seeing kind of markets on both sides, but there's not a lot in the middle. It seems like you're going to the low to moderate side or a more affluent side. But the biggest number by far is going to be on that low side.
Catherine, speaking of where to stay,